Hey there, Nancy Drew Clue Crew! Arglefump here with the speedrun for Nancy Drew, Secret of the Scarlet Hand. So I am doing this speedrun as a live stream. I'm playing this live in front of 118 people. Oh my gosh, there's way too many people. Too much pressure. Okay. Hi everybody. Okay, so I have not actually completed this speedrun before. I hopefully will not run into any problems. I just tried doing a practice run and I died 10 minutes in. So hopefully that does not happen again here. Okay, so the goal for this speedrun is under an hour and 15 minutes. I'm told that's the current world record or something like that. So what happened is that somebody... okay, I'll get to that conversation later. But basically what happened is somebody's been sending me messages on Twitter about speedrunning this game. And so that's what made me kind of really think about speedrunning this game seriously. And what happened was the person on the internet accidentally messed up with... this game has a game-breaking glitch with Prudence Rutherford. And it can be kind of... difficult to play through this game because the triggers are kind of weird. It's kind of weird to figure out what you have to do in what order you have to do things in order to get through the game quickly. Like, for example, you know, if you've played this game before, Henrik's amnesia. There are like 4 or 5 different things that happen with Henrik's amnesia, and every single thing has a different trigger, and it was just kind of a hassle trying to figure out all the triggers and the fastest order to get through things and stuff. Okay, so with the start of the game, it's pretty easy to get through the start of the game in that Nancy has a task list, and you have to do everything on her task list in order to progress with the next part of the game. So the first part of the game is really simple. Just do everything on your task list, and that's what I'm going to be doing as quickly as possible. There are a couple of things you have to do that are not on your task list. Like, you have to talk to Henrik, and you have to talk to Taylor Sinclair twice. Those things are not on the task list, but you have to do them in order to progress with the game.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Woohoo! Okay, so I am... Here we go, finding this thing. Awesome. Okay, so I jump forward here. Run, 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 run. Ah! Accidentally clicked too many spaces. Yeah, it can be kind of difficult navigation in this game. Going too many spaces forward. Okay, so here I run, 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 run. Okay, speed down over here. Spin around. I'm going specifically through this area so I can get the second of the number pieces because I have to solve that number piece puzzle. Here I look at the monolith and then I immediately back away before Nancy finishes talking about it.
I'm Sinclair.
Who told you I was a
Okay, so hey.
With the BOD recently, and I got
conversations are when I guess can spend more time focusing on the live stream chat. Everybody's wishing me good luck because they don't want me to screw up again and have to restart this game from the beginning. Thanks everybody, and that tie.
Well, they did say you were sharp. Seriously.
As sharp as a diamond.
I'm afraid the museum may be in terrible jeopardy.
What kind of jeopardy?
Joanna told
So this conversation is really simple. Basically, you just pick the shortest answer. Most of the time, that's what you do, because he has the same response pretty much every single time. Occasionally, he has a different response. So if he has a different response, what you do there is you pick the faster of the 2 responses that he has. Unlike Joanna's thing, where she has like 5 or 6 different responses, and it's craziness. Especially because sometimes she has 3 things to talk about instead of just 2. Getting another one of these things, backing away, and solving this puzzle. Oh gosh. Okay, where did I zoom in? Yeah. Zooming in on this puzzle is kind of difficult. Because the puzzle likes to reorient itself, depending on where you've zoomed in. But for every single one of these things, it's faster to press down, except for this middle part, I believe, here. Oh, no, no, no. This is the one that's faster to go up on.
There, that looks like it's in order.
Okay, yeah, there we go. Okay, so here I need to call Silvio, and I don't have Silvio's phone number memorized. 555-9963. Okay.
Silvio's curatorial bonanza.
I'd like to place an order, please.
Have you ordered from
So
us
this
before?
conversation is mostly the same, no matter which option you pick. So this is me just saving a few seconds on that conversation. With the Joanna thing, the longest way through that conversation is a couple of minutes more than the shortest way through the conversation. So the Joanna conversation at the start of the game, wow, if you mess that up, that can cost a lot of time. If you mess this up, it costs you a couple seconds. Not so bad.
I've sent all 6 of the outstanding invoices to a collection
Agency.
And you jokers won't get another packing peanut out of Silvio Jr. ever. Do not call here again.
Okay, I have to look at that task list, actually. It doesn't do anything, but I actually do have to look at it. Okay, bottom middle. Bottom left. What? No. Middle, bottom left. Here with this puzzle, you probably just have to memorize the solution. That's probably the fastest way through it. And now we talk to Henrik, the topless doctor.
The new deputy curator.
Okay, he's not actually topless, but he looks like he came from General Hospital. And what we do is, we have this short conversation with him. It's basically to confirm that you know Henrik and that he is a character. That's all. He doesn't have anything important to say. Okay, clicked in the wrong area there. Okay, so this puzzle, let's see if we can do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Bam! Yeah! Check out those mad puzzle skills. Okay, so, this is where I got stuck last time I played the game, was this conversation with Alejandro. Hey, Alejandro.
Hi.
So this is another easy conversation where you just pick the shortest conversation options. The thing that takes Nancy the shortest amount of time to say.
Conquistadors?
You had better brush up on your history, young lady. When the Spanish explorers...
Okay, so, people are talking about the puzzles in this game. The puzzles in this game can be kind of difficult. The weird thing is that the puzzles are pretty much the same on senior mode and junior mode. I think the only puzzle that might be different is the maze. That seems to be the only puzzle that's different on the two difficulty modes.
Many of the dig sites were robbed.
But all those other puzzles, like every single puzzle you've seen me solve right now, that's the same every single time. Okay, so right here, I am saving time by not talking about his random provenance stuff. It's like, I don't care, buddy, just sign the agreement and go.
For the monolith. I just need your signature, please.
Okay, and I drop it here.
Thank you. I have some business with Joanna at the museum later, so I will return the contract to her then.
Yeah, and that maze puzzle is awful because it was reused from a previous game, but it's slightly more difficult.
Okay then.
Slightly more difficult. Very much more difficult if you're playing on senior mode. And now I'm going to meet Taylor Sinclair, who we've already met, but yeah, we need to talk to him. So this conversation...
It's about time. Oh, my fears are like maggots infesting my poor old carcass. Want a cookie? They're from Oaxaca.
Oaxaca! Is that tie from Oaxaca too? Is that why you keep wearing that tie instead of throwing it out in the trash where it belongs, sir?
a major patron of the arts.
Okay, so this conversation was kind of difficult to get through just because it's long, but figuring out the fastest way through this conversation was easy because the conversation is kind of neatly cut in half. Like, there's the first half, and then there's the second half about the paintings. I mean, the first half is about the thefts, and then the second half is about paintings. We'll see here in a moment.
You've got to do something.
Everybody in the stream is like, quick, this is a part where we make fun of Taylor and his mustache.
Making some security upgrades, but she just keeps saying
and we get to make fun of his cookies, too.
I understand your concerns.
So, we avoid talking about the security there, so that was a time saver.
Bat ears. We need you to sniff out the stink of trouble.
I'll do my
And I
best.
actually did time every single thing, so this answer is shorter than the other answer, even though it doesn't look like it.
Okay, no more flattery. Hey, that's an interesting piece. There, by your desk. Something tells me it's not.
Okay, if you pick the second option here, he talks about digging it up in his backyard, and then that is a time waster.
She's a teenager in South Dakota. The art world is going bananas over her stuff.
So I mean, that's why it's faster to pick up that, pick the option that skips his, bad little joke. His joke wasn't even funny. Okay, and back to the museum. So I've done everything on my list, everybody, in like 11 minutes. Yay! Yay! I did, okay, so that's the opening part of the game. I run here, try to open up this. Didn't mean to click on that door. I meant to turn to the right there. So that was a minor time waster. My bad. My bad. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is a lot of back and forth with Joanna.
I should talk to Joanna before I touch anything.
And also I'm gonna do the Prudence Rutherford stuff here.
Topeka Commission for the Arts. How cultured.
Very cultured.
Topeka Commission for the Arts. That's one of the museum's donors.
Someone has cooked up my worst nightmare and served it to me on a plate.
I'd like to have a look at the crime scene myself. Did the police turn up any clues?
The police took some samples for the crime lab, but they couldn't promise any overnight results. So if you want to put your little magnifying glass up to the scene, it's fine with me.
I've got work to do.
Semper ubi sabubi.
So this is kind of a pain because I have to visit Joanna like 3 times in quick succession. Technically, you only have to visit her twice, but it's faster for me to visit her the 3rd time here than later.
Have you seen Henrik? I found a
Okay, so this time I'm getting a conversation. I mean, I'm
had some glyphs on it and
getting the
a print of a
translation
red
here.
I'm hoping
I'm
you
getting a
can give me
translation, and I'm going to ask her
Fish
for an
Henrik's not
analysis.
the only one around here who can read a glyph, you know.
Okay, great. Did you happen to see the thief's message?
The police showed me the note. It said, "The magician suffers yellow death."
Yeah, so you
Whatever
do
that
have to
means.
do this
Apparently, the
conversation,
thief just
you know,
didn't come
ask
up with
about the
this
red
voice
handprint in
for
order to
stories
get
or
permission to
flaming
analyze
local
it.
disgrace.
I'm curious about the red handprint the thief left.
So what's going to happen is I'll do this, I'll analyze it, then I'll come back to Joanna, and
What
then...
I want to know is what the hand was printed with. It's obviously not finger paint. Why don't you do a little
And then I'll come back
analysis on
for
it in the lab?
information
I've
later.
got
Blah, 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 blah.
Carpe diem.
Why does she always respond in Latin? You're not like a Roman scholar. They didn't speak Latin in wherever it was, ancient Maya civilization. Okay, here I hit compare and hit left twice, and then that's gonna be it. Then I call keep it real. Okay, so calling keep it
Okay,
real.
I got a graph of the chemical used for the handprint. Now I've got him. That's it.
Ugh. Do I have to turn it back on to get the handprint? Silly
That
game.
doesn't work.
Okay, I see.
According to this chart, S stands so the handprint was made from mercury and sulfur. You have.
So that phone number for Keep It Real is kind of a strange phone number, and we're gonna get that later on.
Max speaking.
Okay, uh-oh.
Hi, I'm the new deputy.
Alright,
sheriff
okay,
over
so
at
with
the
the
museum.
keep it real,
Questions for me about our ordering history.
Well, hello there, Beach Hill.
we are going to ask him 4 questions in a row, and it doesn't really matter which order you ask them in, because the game makes you ask all 4 questions.
Anyway, you don't need to reorder.
So, basically, there's no fast way through this conversation. It's the same 4 questions every time.
Was last week?
Okay, so,
What it says here.
Semper Ubi Sub Ubi means always wear underwear, in case you don't know Latin.
To the museum?
Oh? Oops, I guess we didn't ship it at all.
Okay, so here's my thing. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to Joanna after this. So you can talk to Joanna later with this conversation, but if you do that later, Joanna goes on a long spiel about Henrik's accident. So that's why I'm doing it here
There wasn't
earlier.
any problem with the stuff, was there? We only used a top-grade mercuric sulfide.
Judging by the impression it left, I'd have to agree that
Oops, I meant to
the body is fine.
select the second option there. That's the faster option. Ah, oh well.
I hope you know that mercuric sulfide is highly toxic. Makes you crazy.
Well, I have heard that mercury poisoning can cause...
What? I didn't click on that! No, what? Nancy, don't be such a know-it-all about mercury poisoning. See, I didn't want to click that because it's crazy!
Okie doke. And don't forget to
Keep it real. Yeah. Okay, back away here. Go to Joanna.
Need something?
I did the chemical analysis you suggested. That
Okay,
red
so
gas was
Joanna's
a
thing is
compound
2-2,
containing
and
mercury sulfur.
now I'm gonna go to the gardens.
Sure. Cinnabar.
Actually, I'm gonna do.
The Maya
You know what?
would
I'm gonna
the
go
most
through the
important
left-hand
carving
side
to add
here.
Definition to the artist's lines.
Does the museum keep cinnabar around?
We use cinnabar.
Because
here at the museum,
it turns out that you can actually watch this cutscene of Henrik falling from 2 different directions. I thought you could only watch it from one direction, but yeah, they actually recorded it
Carpe diem.
depending on which side of the building you are entering from. So let's do the one that I did not do in my other walkthroughs for this game. Those walkthroughs being my main walkthrough and then the 2004 Mega Marathon. So yeah, you get a different shot of Henrik lying on the ground depending on which area you come from. I think that's kind of cool. And everybody here is talking about video. What?
Henrik must have taken a real
The people are talking about ghosts in this in the Nancy Drew series. There are no such thing as ghosts, I believe.
You need to find out about hospital visiting hours.
They always appear to be something else that is not a ghost. And also, Hot Doctor is hurt. It's very sad. Okay, so he has amnesia, and it's very sad. Why did the Hot Doctor have to fall? Why couldn't it have been Taylor Sinclair? He's not a hot doctor. He's not a doctor at all. Or hot.
You have voicemail.
Okay, voicemail.
Nancy, hi. It's
I
Mike
have to
Rose.
listen to the voicemail here, even though the voicemail is kind of long. I wonder how much of this game is just dialogue, and how much of it is me playing and doing
We
things.
went out on to acquire that Paal carving.
Okay, so everybody's talking about the Hot Doctor. He is kind of 61 years old, so, yeah, he's kind of old. He's still very hot, but, I mean, apparently he's not...
Well, I think I speak for the whole board when I say
He's not dead, everybody. He's not dead.
Give me a call when you have a chance.
Don't worry. The Hot Doctor is still alive. He's just badly hurt.
Hi, Nancy. This is Nurse Bluefoot calling from Eleanor Roosevelt Memorial Hospital in regards to Henrik Vanderheum. I believe you're a colleague
Okay, and
of
people are
his.
talking about the ghost in Ghost in Thornton Hall. Yeah, that ghost, it's not real because there's no such thing as ghosts. I'm sorry to spoil that for you, everyone.
We're hoping you might be willing to act as Henrik's support person as he begins the difficult process.
Oh, now I'm actually going to call this guy, aren't I? 555-4000. So this conversation with him is kind of a long one, but I managed to skip some,
Thank you.
To replay messages, press
managed to skip some things, like I skipped his long thing about what cognitive memories are versus other memories.
This is Nancy Drew.
I save time by saying my name first, because if you don't say your name first, he will ask who you are.
Thank goodness. Oh, I'm so relieved. We've been unable
Okay,
to
people are saying I'm doing great so far on the speedrun. We're about 20 minutes in.
One personal support
So the
person
scary part of the speedrun is when I get closer to the end and play Bull, which is just a randomized puzzle. It's really a random puzzle, and it's kind of crazy.
get reacquainted with the
Okay,
fact
so next I'm going to
that
select the second option, which is regain access.
Henrik has not actually lost his memory.
Then I select where do I come in? Then I ask about visiting hours, stable, and leave. Okay, then I go to the hospital and talk to Henrik, then I go to Taylor, and then I go back to Henrik, and then I go back over here.
We do repetitive memory exercises.
So like here, like I said, I'm skipping the conversation about sensory and cognitive memories. That's a time saver.
Parakeet, if he has one, the date, and so on. Second, we try to stimulate Henrik's sensory memories in order to help trigger or find the way
Wait,
back
we're taking Wait, the guy is going to the hospital in an ambulance because he's hot? What? I don't. Huh?
But you can probably help him
I don't
remember
understand
his
that
work.
particular comment.
And who knows where that will take him. All roads lead to Rome, as they say. One great
Yeah, this guy likes to
is the
talk a
reality
lot.
orientation board. This is a place
But here, it's faster to ask about visiting hours because that takes you straight to the end of the conversation.
Images or photos to place on the board. Things from the museum, perhaps.
I see. Well, I'll be happy to help in any way I can. When are visiting hours?
Visiting hours are 10 to 4.
Okay, so somebody's asking why does he need to be in the hospital because he has amnesia? It's because he gets kind of angry
Henrik's brain
if people are pushing him too hard. I think that's why he needs to be kept
He may
stable.
have attention difficulties, headaches, anxiety. Sometimes he may seem giddy, too.
That never happens, by the way. He never gets giddy. It's very
Don't
sad.
push him too hard, or he may have
And now
some
people
kind
are
of
about
meltdown.
Thanks for the warning, Nurse Bluefoot.
Be well.
Jessalyn Thornton in Ghost of Thornton Hall. I like her. She's a nice character. Okay, so we just learned about Nurse Bluefoot. Wait, what am I saying? We're going to the hospital now.
You look familiar. Is it time for my snack?
Hi, Henrik. I'm Nancy. We met at Beach Hill before your head injury.
Beach Hill?
Beach Hill is a museum.
Two long
in Washington,
conversations
D.C.
here.
Before your accident, you were working there on some important Maya glyph translations. Do you remember anything about that project?
I don't even remember my own birthday.
Okay, so that was a faster conversation because the other one, he talks about Joanna calling him for access code. So I skipped that conversation.
How, pray tell, do you...
And here I just picked the first option first.
Sometimes I'll bring you pictures.
Pictures? Well, isn't this nice?
Come on, Henrik. You'll feel much better once things start coming back to you. I've got a
Somebody's
picture of
asking,
you
how did he
on
land?
the
How did he
side.
get amnesia if he didn't even land on his head? It's magic amnesia.
Wait, these are Maya glyphs, like the ones you used to translate.
Okay.
Now, don't be upset if you don't know how to read them anymore.
Oh, I picked the longer conversation
I know what you
option.
mean, dear. I wrote them.
Take it easy, Henrik. I know you're well renowned in your field. You don't
Am I
need to
picking the
trust
wrong?
anything.
Okay, so you're supposed to pick 2211 is the faster way through this conversation.
Curse?
The translator is sloppy. I should know. I am the author of the original work.
I love how this guy, he doesn't remember his own birthday, he doesn't remember anything, but he remembers the very specific circumstances around him creating this glyph.
The infamous plague of oozing hives. A fitting curse for a fool.
And everybody is still talking about Hot Doctor. So maybe he hit his head on the way down while falling down the stairs. Maybe that's how he got amnesia?
I'm investigating the theft of the Paal carving. Please, Henrik, try to remember something.
Who in the world is Paal? Oh, my head. Oh, the pressure. I can't take any more today, Nancy.
Okay, it's time for some memory therapy. Nancy,
I just think it's weird how he's less buff when he's here taking reality orientation. Somehow that fall made him less working out.
Oh, I'm sick about the whole thing.
Buff. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, he's less buff after he has his accident. It's very sad.
Carried out those other thefts?
That awful red hand was left on Prudence Rutherford's jewelry box in Topeka. And
So
on
this
the
is a
display
pretty
case in the
fast
museum in New Mexico.
conversation.
What's the chance they're not?
Why do you
Just
think
pick this
the
option
thief is
here.
leaving this red handprint?
To be a gruesome scoundrel?
Because the game wants you to have that conversation about Prudence Rutherford and the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center, because we'll be calling them later, but I'm just skipping it.
Keep up the good work.
Cool. And now I go to Henrik.
Well, look who it is.
Ready to do some memory work, Henrik? I brought you a picture. This will help you to remember.
That face. He's as familiar as my own feet.
Do you know his name?
Paal. Nancy, this is the stolen carving, isn't it? And I'm the one who took it. I must have. But why? Oh, Paal. What could I have meant by this?
Think, Henrik.
Okay, so after this, I go to Henrik's area, I learn about various things, and basically this is the major part of the game,
Still in the museum.
Are you sure, Henrik?
is figuring out how to get through Henrik's amnesia, because different things trigger different parts of his amnesia. So we already got the 2 photographs, that's pretty simple, but we want something to trigger the ability to put that stone, get the stone password from him. So, I mean, we have to give him the stone thing, we have to get the password from him, and we have to come back later in order to get, to learn where the Paal carving is.
I haven't a clue. Take the key now, Nancy. Find out what it opens.
So that's like 5 different things, 5 different triggers that you have to do with your buddy Henrik here.
See if he will tell me anything new.
So that's why he's kind of it was kind of difficult to figure out the order to do everything in, just because of that. Henrik's got 5 things. Okay, and then basically, that's not where I'm going. Basically, that determines the order that I do everything here. Okay, open up this. I want to make sure I read the right thing here.
Looks like I need to find someone who speaks Nahuatl.
Wrong papers. Here we go. Let me just double check. Yep, okay, so I have to get something for both discs. Both drawers, and now all the way back to Henrik at the hospital. So hopefully we'll have a nice long conversation here. Nope, he's sleeping. Okay. Well, okay then. In that case, I'm just going to go to Alejandro here.
Hello, Nancy.
Do you know what?
Talk to him about Cinnabar here.
The red powder that the Maya used? Sure, I know it. They use it at Beach Hill too, do they not?
Cinnabar was used to make the red handprint that was left at the scene of a Paal theft.
What is your point?
I think Joanna may have been
Hey, guys.
truthful with me.
Have you called the police?
I don't want to jump.
Okay, so, it looks like I made a mistake here.
Couldn't possibly be a thief.
I was supposed to go to Nancy's room before talking to
What do
Alejandro.
you need that word for?
I'd rather not say. It's part of my investigation.
Now, if only I could remember the word for snake. I hear you have been a great help to Henrik. I wonder...
Okay, so hopefully that doesn't really screw me up by going to Alejandro early. Oops.
I am almost certain that
I would not want to have to restart. So here's the weird thing. Fastest way through this conversation, option number 2.
I think it might help my memory of Nahuatl a lot.
First, you tell me you were unconcerned about the theft of the Paal carving, and now you have an urgent need to see the Providence.
Yeah, I didn't
documents?
think this would be the fastest way through the conversation, but apparently it
I am
is.
determined that the Providence documents are a fraud. This will be the
It
first
skips
major
a
step
long
toward legal
thing.
repatriation of the
The other two
Whenever
options,
and
he gives you a
wherever
little
it
lecture on
surfaces.
provenance, so that's why the longer option is in fact the fastest option here. Okay, so let me see what I do. I'm supposed to go back to Nancy's room and see the password on the disc, go to Henrik's. Okay, hopefully,
Remember the word for snake.
I should get
like
back
I
to
said,
the
fingers
museum.
crossed that this does not kill my speedrun. That would be bad. Doing things in the wrong order. Hotel. Okay, there we go. So that was a trigger for Henrik knowing what that thing
You
means.
have brought me back to my work.
You recognize the riddle then?
I've been working like a fiend. Look at the board.
There's
This
Henrik's
has something
password.
to do with the plot at the museum, Nancy. I'm sure of it.
Who is this whisperer of silent secrets?
This
The
is kind of a
whisperer
long
came from a
conversation
distinguished
here.
line of royal scribes. I can't seem to remember
Okay, so
the name,
people
but I do
people
recall
are.
she wrote an account of
I like how
my
somebody mentions that Nancy better have gotten the Metro pad that gives her unlimited swipes, because she does a lot of traveling through the Washington, D.C. Metro.
When he came
Because I
to the
remember when
throne,
I went to Washington,
Paal
D.C. and had to use the
claimed to finally
Metro.
appointed the first true
And basically what happens is I bought like a $5 card every time, and I'd use it once, and then the card would decide it doesn't want to work anymore, forcing me to buy a new one while there was still $3 left on the card. And it made me sad. So hopefully Nancy has gotten a super cool card. So somebody asked, how long have I been a fan of Nancy
All in
Drew?
a tomb and locked it up tight.
Long time, actually, 2000...
And full of bones?
That's the idea.
Does anyone else know about this?
2002,
Good question. I'm certain that there's a
2003?
dirty rat trying to get into that tomb. This is
Somewhere
where my
around
memory
there.
fizzles out. If I could only
Now, do we
figure
ever
out
get
why
to
I
see
took
Nurse
the
Nurse
call.
Bluefoot in this game? No, we do not. It's very sad.
Please don't breathe a word of this. There's too much at stake.
Okay, now I'm gonna ignore this.
Be careful.
Okay, so it looks like my game has not died yet. So yay, I don't think I destroyed the run by doing things a little bit out of order. That's because I'm jumping around and doing multiple storylines at once. So I'm doing the Rob Joanna thing here. Get out of my way, keys. Okay. Come on, game. Come on, come on. I do not know why it did not want to give me those provenance documents. It should have. And now I go straight to Alejandro.
Hello, Nancy. You have a special delivery for me, I hope?
Here's your file, as requested.
Okay, what am I using to track my time here?
Good work, my
I have a
You would
stopwatch.
like something
I
in
just have a
return?
stopwatch.
Yes, I
It
do.
used to be a
The
wristwatch,
word
but then
for
it
snake
broke.
is coatl. C-O-A-T-L.
I should get back to the museum.
Adios, Nancy.
So, I mean, I still use that old wristwatch just for these speed runs. Okay, now I'm going back to Beach Hill Museum, right? Okay, now that I have Joanna's master key, I can do this puzzle. So the reason I'm doing all this stuff right now at this particular moment in the game is that I need to contact these thieves here in order to
The radio tube went out.
trigger Henrik telling me where the Paal carving is hidden. So that is basically dictating the order that I have to come on, stay shut, you little thingy. That basically dictates the order that I do everything here. And I am juggling this with the super long phone conversation segment of the game. Here you want to wait until they say the first word before you turn that off, because if you turn it off too quickly, the game doesn't accept it. So the phone conversation things are going to be kind of crazy. We'll see this in a moment. Okay. Sorry, I've got to keep my eye on this. dash dot dot. Everybody's favorite puzzle.
Mensaje recibido. Entregaremos el paquete lo más pronto posible. Cambio y fuera.
Okay. And then that's the end of that conversation. Okay, so now I have the gajillion phone conversations, which you might remember if you've played this game yourself.
You have voicemail.
But first I need to hear this message from Joanna so I can talk to Franklin about it.
Police are done giving me the third
Okay,
degree, but now
so
the board
what's
has
going on,
offended me.
people in the
To
chat?
make a long story short,
People
I'm
are talking
forbidden to
about
set foot in the museum.
dancing. Yeah?
Could you please call Franklin Rose and try to reason
Nancy's
with him?
done a lot of
If we don't get a
jobs.
move
Yes,
on,
Nancy
this
has been a
exhibit is going
dancer.
straight down the tube.
She has
Messages. Press 0. Press 9.
So fun fact, the last time I played this game, I actually
Roswell, Jackson, and Rose.
clicked
How may I direct
the
your
wrong
call?
number there,
This is
and then I had to
Nancy
hear
Drew.
all
Calling for
3
Franklin
phone
Rose,
messages
please.
from the
Just a
beginning
minute,
again.
please.
It was
Nancy,
awful.
hello. Do you have any news?
Okay, so here, you need to talk about Prudence Rutherford first, because otherwise the game will glitch out and then you will not be able to continue with the game, and it's awful. So that's why I talk about Prudence Rutherford first.
Well, you're in luck.
But this is weird because I'm actually doing 3 different phone conversations with Franklin at the same time.
Back when I lived
The conversation about Prudence Rutherford, the conversation about the Paal hand being stolen, which happened a while ago, and the conversation about Joanna being arrested, because she got arrested recently.
If I still have her in this old dinosaur of a
So I
Rolodex.
find it kind of funny
yeah,
that
here we go. Got a pen?
we're doing 3 conversations at the same time. So somebody's asking about the new voice of Nancy Drew. We don't know who the new voice of Nancy Drew is. We're getting a new voice for Nancy Drew in the upcoming game, number 32, I believe. Nancy Drew, Mystery in Salem, or Midnight in Salem.
You're a
Salem
real
game.
pro, Nancy. Say.
We still don't know when that game is coming out. It's been over a year since the previous Nancy Drew game, so it's been kind of a long wait, but
That would be great.
I will survive.
Not a problem, dear.
Okay, so we just called him about Prudence. Now we're gonna call him about the Paal carving being
This
stolen.
is Nancy Drew. Calling for Franklin Rose, please. Just a minute, please.
Nancy, hello. Do you have any news?
Nothing definitive yet, but I'm beginning to identify
Obviously,
my
this
suspect.
second conversation
Nancy,
is
you zero in on
a
case like
giant
a
conversation,
heat
which
missile,
takes a
don't you?
long
I
time.
feel so much better knowing you're going to follow up on every lead. I'll help in any way I can.
Thanks, Mr. Rose.
That's what I'm here for.
That was kind of a short, pointless conversation, but yeah, no, that's a conversation that happens after the hand is
This is
stolen.
Nancy
I mean,
Drew.
after
Calling
the
for
Paal
Franklin
carving
Rose,
stolen.
please. Just a minute, please.
Nancy, you must be psychic. I was just getting ready to call you myself.
Oh, really? Why?
I feel I should apologize for the situation that's going on at the museum, dear. I really did think we were setting you up with a nice little internship, a breather from your casework. But instead, it looks like we've fed you to the lions.
Don't worry. I'm used to it by now. And after all, this situation is no more treacherous than my recent attempt at a ski vacation in Wisconsin. Anyway, about Beach Hill.
I think I know what you're going to say, Nancy. Let me be frank. Joanna Riggs has been in the
Let me be
doghouse
frank.
with the board for months. Her thirst for acclaim has led her to gamble the future and the reputation of Beach Hill time and again. Now that we've
Okay,
lost the Paal
so
carving,
I
one of
think
our
I've
most
lost. I
notable
wasn't really
pieces,
paying
well,
attention, and
Henrik in the
I
hospital
lost my
and
place
Joanna
in this
suspended.
conversation.
How can we
Uh-oh.
possibly get this exhibit off the ground?
Leave that to me. We'll postpone the opening if we have to. Look, I've got a client waiting, Nancy. What we need now is for you to take up the slack.
Okay, yeah, okay, I did
I've
mess
spoken
up.
to
So
the
I was
rest of the
supposed
board.
to
We've
pick
agreed
the
that
first
best
option there in the
thing is to put
previous
you
thing.
in charge.
Oh well,
What do you want me
only
to do?
ruins a couple
We're
seconds,
counting on
not
you to catch this thief
not like a
red-handed.
minute.
Just kidding, kiddo. If you can get the Paal back, we'll see about giving Ms.
Okay, so now I get to do a
chance.
fun thing.
That seems
Everybody's
fair,
gonna love it.
It's
You're gonna love
real,
this.
Mr. Rose.
Bye, kiddo.
So 5555412, and then I'm gonna quickly call Silvio. Bam! Everybody, that's the glitch. I'm now in Nancy's room. I don't know how it works or why it works, but that's how it works, okay? And here I'm just checking those things so I can call the Doddles. But before I do that, I should probably call Chaco Canyon Cultural Center. Because they're on a specific time. Yeah, I teleported, everybody! That is the craziest, isn't it? I wish there was another time in the game where it would be useful to use that glitch, because it takes you to Nancy's room and you never really need to go to Nancy's room. So, I mean, this is the only time you need to go to Nancy's room is to make these phone calls, because these conversations can only be done on this phone.
It's a terrible loss, and the police here have no leads. Beach Hill was robbed too. We lost one of our prized jade cards.
So yeah, if anybody can think of another time where it would save, you know, another point in the game where it would save time to use that glitch, please let me know. So this conversation is really simple. Basically what I do is I talk about the jade carving. I get her to talk about the jade carving as quickly as possible. And that's it. So the Chaco Canyon Cultural Center closes at like 4 o'clock, so I think this is the only,
until we hired Henrik Vanderheun, that is.
that and Henrik are the only things where you might have to watch the clock. It's because, you know, if it's too late, you won't be able to call them, or if it's too late, you won't be able to see Henrik.
So I can take a look at the glyph? I'm afraid I sent our only print off to the insurance company. They said they'd return it, but who knows when our claim will be processed. I'm sorry. Thanks a million, Sheila. Feel free to call if you have any more questions.
And now I immediately call her back.
Chaco Canyon Cultural Center. Hi, this is Nancy Drew calling. Hi, Nancy. It's Sheila. What can I do for you?
Yeah, I don't know why I can't have this conversation the first time I talk to her, but whatever.
Not off the top of my head, but maybe one of my staff will have a bright idea. I need some time to ask around. Can you call back later? Sure thing. Feel free to call if you have any more questions.
16055553195. Now I'm gonna call Henry Daddle.
Daddle residence.
Hi, may I speak to Henry Daddle, please?
Speaking.
This is actually a really simple. This conversation was really simple to figure out my way through.
That was bought at auction in 1898 by one Henry Albert Daddle. Does that ring any bells?
Sure. Henry Albert Daddle Sr. was my great-grandfather. You're talking about the jade carving, right?
Yes, exactly. Wow, I can't believe my luck.
Well, it's a lucky life if you ask me. So what can I do for you?
I'm wondering if the artifact is still in the family.
Forgive me, Miss Drew.
Oh, I picked the wrong option. I was supposed to pick option number 2, because if you do that, he doesn't ask who you are.
I see.
Well, okay, so this speedrun, already I'm saying that the speedrun can be improved, because I'm making a couple of little mistakes with these conversations. Other than that, it's been going pretty well. We still haven't gotten to the part where things can really mess up.
3197.
Will do. Thanks, Mr. Daddle.
My pleasure.
Now we're calling Sheila again. Hopefully, it hasn't closed.
Chaco Canyon Cultural
Okay, great.
Center.
Okay,
Hi,
she's still
this
here.
Is Nancy Drew calling. Hi, Nancy. It's Sheila. Well, we racked our brains. Finally, one of my staff came up
Okay,
with
and next we're going to have 2 longer conversations with Prudence Rutherford and Poppy Dada.
Damage during shipping. I'm not sure how much good it'll do you, but I can send it to you if you like. That just might work. Henrik left Beach Hill as his forwarding address.
So, both of these conversations were really long and hard to get through.
Good luck with your investigation.
Like, the Poppy conversation is 5 minutes. It's at least 5 minutes, and so I had to replay that conversation over and over and over again, and I'm like, ah!
Is this 605?
Because it took me like an hour to figure out the fastest way through the conversation, replaying it over and over and over again.
Anymore. Except my parents, that is. To my friends, the art world, and anyone else who made it out of the 20th century, I'm Poppy. The art world? Wait, you're not Poppy Dada, are you? Ta-da! Ping ping! You win! Who's this? My name's Nancy Drew. I'm a detective. A detective? No way! So do you get to wear a sassy tweed hat and pick hairs off dead bodies and gross, creepy stuff like that? I don't run into
Okay, so now we're gonna get to the, wait, what am I doing? Let me see.
So, where'd you get my name? Don't tell me I'm, like, wanted by the FBI or
So
something.
here I'm gonna talk about Taylor, and then I'm gonna select option number 2. This is a time saver because if you choose the other things, Poppy will...
So, how do you know Big Bunny Sinclair?
What is this? Huh?
Taylor and I are both affiliated
Option
with
1.
the Hill Museum, also in
Oh
DC.
no.
Has Taylor been pushing those Oaxacan cookies on you? You haven't.
Ah! I keep picking the wrong conversation options. Anyway, there is an option that you can get through the conversation without talking about Taylor's awful cookies.
That's hot. What's a case? Are there dead bodies involved? Do you need to, like, tap my phone or impersonate me or something? Someone is stealing Maya antiquities. Jade carvings.
Yeah, so, I mean, the fastest way through the conversation is not to pick the option that leads to the,
So, what's with the red hand? It's printed with this
that leads to, speaking about the cookies. Okay, well, I'll have to fix that someday.
The more complicated it gets. Drama. So, where do the daddles come in? I got a tip that your great-great-grandfather bought a jade carving, much like the ones that are being stolen. I'm hoping to take a look at it. You mean that ancient green rock with the weird symbol on it? I slapped some shit.
Alright, and this is the second half of the conversation. So her conversation is kind of split up into 2 halves. Now, you could have talked to her earlier about art. If you do that, she gives you this lecture on art.
That idea to the limit by making art that will keep changing as different people encounter, perceive, and interact with it. I'm tired of artwork that says, don't touch. I'm all about letting go, about sending my work into the world and seeing how it continues to become. Don't you see? It's an organic process. I mean, how can people really relate to art if it doesn't come to life and grow and die?
Just like they do.
That carving is part of something
Maybe
bigger now.
Poppy has been watching a lot of crime shows, yeah.
Does he know? Oh, Nancy, don't be such a prude. Taylor's probably still got that artwork. At least, I don't think he sold it yet. Why don't you ask him? Tell him you want to see the piece called Deadly Midnight Snack. It's the one with the rubber shark. The one with the rubber shark? Yes, I've seen it, but I didn't notice any jade carving. Well, take a closer look there, sweets. It's in there. If you really need the carving to crack this case, why don't you just go ahead and take it? But wouldn't it ruin your painting? Of course not. After all, this is a chance to enact exactly what I've been talking about. The organic process.
The organic process. Okay, so we're almost done with this conversation. As promised, it's over 5 minutes.
Something in its place? Like what? An old shoe?
That was kind of cool how I warped from the one phone to the other, but it's kind of sad because, you know, I did a bunch of phone conversations in the lab, I warp here, and then I do a bunch of phone conversations again.
As an artist, I can tell you that inspiration bites in the most mysterious ways. I'll do my best. Right on. But let's keep Taylor out of this. He'd probably blow a gasket.
Yeah, and the rubber shark is a prize in Nancy Drew the Haunted Carousel.
Art is to him, you know.
I do think that Elliot, the artist guy, mentions her. He's a character in
Thanks, Bobby. Bye.
in that game as well. Yeah, Elliot is the artist character in Haunted Carousel, so I think he mentions Poppy Dada in that game.
Prudence Rutherford. As you may have heard, the sanctity of my
my home has recently been violated.
Oh no!
If you've reached
Uh-oh,
this
I guess it
recording,
might be too early
please
for... I mean, I guess it
my
might be
quiet
too late for
space.
me to
So
call
please
Prudence.
Don't leave a message. You are welcome to try back another time. If you are calling about the Corn Growers Ball, rest assured that the show will go on as scheduled on the 9th.
Ah, boo, boo. Yeah, it's past 4 p.m. Okay, guess what? Now it's 11 a.m. It's okay, I kind of had to set the clock forward anyway, because that will give time for packages to arrive. Please pick up Prudence.
You have reached the
Okay,
Dada.
okay, I don't know what to do now.
You may have heard the sanctity of my
Oh, this is not good.
recently been
Okay,
violated.
okay,
If you've reached this recording, it means I've gone to my quiet place. So please, don't leave a message. You are welcome to try back another time. If you are calling about the Corn Growers Ball,
No,
rest
no,
assured
no,
that the show
no,
will
no.
go on as scheduled on the 9th.
This is not good. Okay, well... Let's see if I can do this part of the game anyway. Okay, jump forward here. Okay, why is that not there? Oh no, is my game dead, everybody? Oh no, this better not be the end of the speed run. I don't have to do the temple quizzes at this point in the game quite yet. Let's just jump ahead another day just to be safe. That's not actually jumping ahead a day, that's jumping ahead an hour. Whatever. Okay, I've used my... So now maybe that will give time. That'll be enough time for that package to arrive so I can pick it up, and that's going to be a trigger for Henrik. And hopefully the triggering Henrik thing will trigger the Prudence Rutherford conversation. Okay. Fastest way through this is... Ah, messed that up. Oh well. Okay, so I got one of the carvings. So that will trigger Henrik.
Good afternoon, young lady.
Henrik, I received an
Okay.
note from your friends in Copan. I've got
yeah,
I still need the
yeah,
Paal
those
note.
faces are
Also
kind of
memories.
creepy.
Nancy, I
Okay, so like I said,
Paal
getting that
Paal
piece
Paal
triggers
Paal
him,
Paal
telling us about the
Paal
Paal carving, and so now we can do all of those puzzles and actually get the carving.
Sonny set it up with an impossible question. No one knows what Paal was afraid of, but Sonny was petrified of the Coatamundi. It's an ornery bandit with a narrow snout and a long ringed tail, much like a raccoon or a polecat.
You rest up. I'll be back.
Be careful.
Actually, let's steal the cookies from Taylor.
May I take a closer look at that wacky Dada painting?
Be my guest. I just had a call from Poppy this morning. She says she's in a really creative period right now. I said, please, sweetie, if you get any more creative, they're going to lock you up. Pardon me a moment, Nancy. I'll be right back. I hope.
Poppy said to replace it with something organic.
Okay, so this is faster than talking to him and asking for a cookie. Cool, we've got another jade carving. We're just picking them up like I clicked on the wrong spot. Yeah, picking them up like nobody's business. Okay, so now I will hopefully be able to call Prudence Rutherford, and if I do not... If I cannot call her, I don't know what's gonna happen here.
Yes, hello?
Yay! Okay, so, in my notes, I'll just say, call her later.
Oh, yes.
Call her later, because I apparently tried to call her way too early.
About Beach Hill. I will do everything in my power to help you catch those rapscallions.
So this is a long conversation.
They violated the sanctity of my domicile. Good heavens.
I'm sorry to hear about your loss. What can you tell me about the necklace?
I can't even think about it. Oh, just the very thought of my
Fortunately, getting through the conversation is pretty simple. She basically says the same thing no matter which conversation option you pick, so just pick the shorter option.
Was the necklace a gift?
Imagine if I had worn that tie to my wedding. I don't think my wife would have put up with that. Nope, she might have run away.
More? In what way?
I had the necklace restrung to include an exquisite jade carving as the centerpiece, a genuine artifact of the ancient Maya. The carving is not only one of a kind, but a Rutherford family heirloom given to me by my great-grandfather when I was just a little girl.
What does the jade piece look like?
It features a rare glyph. No one's been able to give me a precise translation. But most of the papers have agreed that it has something to do with the snake, the color green, and the direction south. It's terribly fascinating.
Do you think the thief or thieves had any idea of what they were stealing?
Oh, they must have known. The rest of my valuables
Okay, we
were
skipped a
left
conversation
untouched.
about her bedroom
Frankly, I
here.
don't know whether to be grateful
And
or
I'm also skipping
insulted.
a silly conversation about her husband. Her husband who does not wear ties like that.
Positively ghoulish red handprint
So
on the wall.
that's why we're getting
Choked out of my
faster. That's a
skin.
faster way through the
That was
conversation is
record
skipping
the
those
crime
two
at Beach
things.
Hill, too. Ms. Rutherford, I'm almost certain that these robberies were committed by the same person.
But why? What is so special about these carvings?
So
Ms. Rutherford, it would be so
the
helpful if I
weird
knew
conversation
exactly
is
what
if
the
you
carving
insist
looked
that
like.
she flies out
Can you
here
look
to
into the shows
meet
in
meet
detail?
Henrik, then she gets mad at you and she will hang up on you, and you're
Makes
forced to
a
call her
dreadful
back and
replica of the
apologize.
necklace, with the idea that I would wear such a thing to public functions. Please. But I could send that to you if you'd like.
Perfect. Let me give you the address.
My secretary will have the address.
So
of the
do they
museum.
sell that tie at the her interactive store? That would be
Thanks
cute.
a million, Miss Rutherford. I won't let you down.
Call me Prudence. Oh, and Nancy, when you find the villains who did this to me, do me a favor and give them a sound thrashing.
I sure will. Goodbye.
Okay. So now I'm just gonna skip ahead another day just to be extra safe. Okay, so the world record for this game is 1 hour and 32 minutes or thereabouts. So that's the fastest anybody has ever beaten this game in. Let's see if I can beat it. I'm about an hour into the game here. Oh geez. Well, that's not good. That's supposed to have one of those carvings inside it. Let's try again. Yeah, this is... Yeah, me getting the Prudence Rutherford thing late is kind of throwing me off here, because now the pieces are not showing up at the museum when they should be. Okay, but I can do this. I can do this, everybody. I might be able to beat the record here. If I can beat the rest of the game within a half hour, and that should be no problem. Okay, and I actually need to do this. I could have done this way earlier, but I did not. I need to pick up a key card. Okay, now it's been an extra day. The carving is here. Cool. Great. So I still need the one from Chaco Canyon Cultural Center. I don't know why Prudence's one shows up at a different time than the others. But whatever. Okay. Oh, man. Okay, north. Ink. North. What? Throne. North. Ink. Black. Road. 19. Got it. Okay, so this is this puzzle is going to be the hard one. This is the one. This is it. This is the randomized one. So the goal is, basically the general rule is if you're within like 5 squares of your opponent, do not pass. You want to take a roll if you're that close to your opponent, and you want to get your opponent as close to you as possible. Ah, no! Oh, ah! So here I get him into range, and then I move. Yeah, that was perfect. Good job. So that's an example of like one of the general strategies. Like I try to get my enemy as close to me as possible. Okay, gonna pass here. Now I pass, give myself this roll, and I missed. Overshot the enemy. Oh well. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, enemy's in my range. Yes! I'm gonna pass, let the enemy get pretty close to me. Did not get very close to me. Ah, if I get a 1 here, okay, good. One, 2, 3. Gonna stop here because the enemy is within my range. Yes! Oh, guys, did you see that bowl? Oh, that did not take 5 minutes. It was great. Oh, yes. I think that's it. I think we've nailed the speed run. Okay. Oh, now I have to actually type. Oh wait, I've still got. What? Must have mistyped it. We still have the maze, and that is the only other puzzle in the game which is randomized. So that is the only other puzzle in the game where you have a random solution. Yeah! Whew! Oh, I was so worried that would kill my speedrun. Okay, so here I want to go 4 high. Then 3 medium, 5 medium, and 6 low. The time on the timer right now is 1 minute and 1 hour, 3 minutes, 10 seconds. Yeah, so I think what might have to happen someday if the speedrun gets like really perfection, you know, if people have like perfected. People have perfected the speedrun and figured out where everything is, you know, if they perfected the game and figured out the best way through it and everything like that, then it might be that people would have to save the game right before bowl just because that is the randomized puzzle. This puzzle's randomized too. Like I said, on senior mode, it's a lot more difficult. So it's a lot larger of a map, and that would be the difference between senior mode and junior mode for this game. This puzzle. I'm actually doing pretty well here. I got a pretty nice map. Yeah, I think there are like 3 or 4 different maps that you can have. Space, baby. Woo! Yeah, I like that password, actually. Sunny June is cool. I like his hair, too. His hair is pretty cool. He's a neat guy. The game with him in it is not super fancy. Oh. You know, I liked the Shattered Medallion. I liked the puzzles and everything, but I did not like the mystery / storyline in that game at all. In that there kind of wasn't one. Okay. I also like the announcer, though. That was cool. Okay, so, wee pill. So like Sunny June says there, the solution to that particular question is not found in the museum, it's found on Henrik's disc. You do not have to look at Henrik's disc in order... you don't have to read that part of Henrik's disc in order to get the solution to that puzzle, though. So that's nice. You do have to look at Henrik's disc in order to get the solution... in order to be able to call Prudence Rutherford, I believe. I mean, in order to call...
I wonder if Henrik would remember the answer.
Oh, I've already forgotten. What was it? Coata Mundi. That was it. Okay. Sorry about that. Distracted myself. But yeah, no. You need to look at those two of those things on Henrik's disc, but not the one that's associated with the puzzle inside the museum. Okay. Oh man, please don't mess up. No! Jaguar God. I'm using the standard picture on the internet here that shows you the solution to this puzzle, and that picture is not the greatest just because it's got a bunch of intersecting lines, and so that can be kind of difficult just to read a bunch of intersecting lines. Okay, to lock is the rain god, and there we go. Woohoo! Oh, and people are asking about my new... I've got a new name for my channel. I'm Arglefump, the Nancy Drew dude, now. So, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yay! That's the solution to that puzzle.
It needs a card.
Yeah, no. I've got a new name for my my YouTube channel, Nancy Drew. I mean, Arglefump, the Nancy Drew dude. And that is simply because it's easier for people to find my YouTube channel. Because everybody I meet in real life wants to see my YouTube channel. And I say, oh, it's Arglefump! And they're like, what? What is that? I can't spell that. What are you... Huh? So now I'll be able to tell everybody, just look for the Nancy Drew dude, and then they'll be able to find me online. So that's cool. Okay, so fingers crossed that everything, all the magic is happening, because if the magic is happening... Oh, wait. Sorry, got a little bit ahead of myself. My apologies. I don't have the final piece yet. I don't have the final...
Boswell, Jackson, and Rose.
I do not have the final, what do you call it? The final jade carving piece yet. Sorry, I was going to pick it up from the storeroom, but nope, that's not what you do at this point. First you get Joanna rehired.
What in the world are you talking about?
I'm sorry, but I can't explain everything now. I'll take good care of the carving, I promise.
Yeah, oh, hey, the Nancy Drew guy is watching this video right now. See, I was going to call my channel Nancy Drew Guy instead of Nancy Drew Dude, but Nancy Drew Guy already took that YouTube channel. Nancy Drew Guy.
Thanks, Mr. Rose.
That's what I'm here for.
So you're the culprit who took the good channel name before I got to it. Ah, it's okay.
for clearing my name, Nancy.
I don't know. I just find it funny. I was complaining about that earlier.
Anyway, we need to make up for lost time. I need you to go to the storeroom and start unpacking.
Because what I did was I did a poll on Twitter for people to ask, you know, which nickname do you like better? And Nancy Drew guy got like 54%, and the Nancy Drew dude got like 52%. So people did think Nancy Drew guy was a much better name. Or at least 2% of people liked Nancy Drew guy better. So that's why I find it funny that the Nancy Drew guy is here. Okay, so like I said, I was trying to say earlier, I tried to get into the storeroom too early. You want to show up at the same time, so I get two of those jade pieces at the same time. So, you know, I get the Chaco Canyon right when I get the one from Diego de Landa. Now I'm solving this puzzle.
According to Henrik's notes, I need to make a key out of these pieces.
Okay. Lid is on now, right? No? Okay, got the lid on. Okay, bottom left piece in place. Upper right piece in place.
Now I have the key.
Yay! Oh, and I'm almost done, and I wish I could see the chat because I cannot. I'm in the middle of something right now. So close to the end of the game, everyone.
Wow, I'm not sure I can hold on to these stones for very much longer.
Don't complain, Nancy.
These things down.
Don't complain about the weight, Nancy. You're so close. You're so close I can almost taste it. Isn't that a song?
The poem said, when the first king ascends.
Okay,
again.
5 inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then outside is like 7. Okay, everybody's telling me I need to run as fast as I can.
This side looks damaged.
Okay.
I'll have to choose which side of the cube goes here.
So I've got this solution just written out. So Nancy says something unique for every side of the monolith. So she says these things when during her opening conversation with Taylor.
Nothing happened.
Oh, wrong side. Okay. I clicked on the right side, not the left side. My bad.
This should be the last step.
Okay, there we go. And with this conversation with Taylor coming up here, I select option 1 and then option 2.
It's blank.
Who's your friend, Nancy?
Because that will avoid a slightly longer conversation where he talks
Who'd you
about,
expect, the Tooth Fairy?
I don't know what he
Looks
talks
like
about.
someone
Hey
forgot.
guy, okay! Can I
guess
skip
we can't all age gracefully.
reading the poem?
I'm sure she
I
would
did-
say the same about you.
You've been a top-notch assistant,
I'm not sure which
Nancy,
poem.
but
Anyway,
I'm afraid I'm just
Taylor
not going to
Sinclair's
make it
tie
tonight.
is the culprit. He's actually not a nice guy.
Why are you doing this?
Nancy, do you have any idea?
The tie, you know, that tie should have been a giveaway.
Tomb and all of its contents
The
belong
tie
to
should have proven that
Mexico.
he was evil.
Finders keepers, I say. Nobody even realizes this thing has any contents. Won't they get a surprise when they
So
finally
he's
open
just
it
going
up
to
and find that it
teleport
contains a
away from
7th
here.
century
We don't
scribe
actually see him
and
walk
a
away. He
21st
just kind of
century
teleports and
detective.
shuts the door.
Adios, Nancy.
Making me wonder if he had not... Oh, it's dark in here. Making me wonder what would happen if Nancy...
I'm starting to run out of air in here.
Here we go. Exit. Got it. Okay, almost done with the game. So the timer stops when the ending letter plays. But yeah, no. I wonder what would have happened if when Taylor stepped aside and pushed the door shut, what would have happened if Nancy had just rushed him right then, or just jumped forward, or tackled him, or something. But no, fortunately for Nancy, there was an escape mechanism built inside the monolith. So that's good. That's great.
Way to go, Nancy.
And I feel kind of bad for her that, you know, these three people apparently were there the whole time and did not help her. They were just talking about a poem. Oh, is that the poem people were talking about earlier? I do not think I can skip this poem. Okay.
I can't wait to see you back in
So, that took me 1 hour and 15 minutes to beat the game. Like I said, the current world record is 1 hour and 32 minutes. So, I beat the world record, everyone. I did not get under an hour and 15 minutes. That is clearly possible. I made a couple of mistakes there, like not being able to talk to Prudence correctly, so I'll just fix my speedrun notes and call her later on. But besides for that, and I made some mistakes while having the conversations. You know, I selected the wrong conversation option at a couple of points. So you can beat the game in under an hour and 15 minutes. I'm glad we got the world record. I don't think it's possible to beat the game in under an hour, though. I think that is asking a bit too much. You'd have to figure out some sort of skip. So, like, if you could skip one of those endlessly long phone conversations, I don't know if you could, but if we can skip one of those, then that would be something to bring the time down under an hour.
Mysterious red handprints. So I guess everyone is taking off in new directions now. I'm going to stay and help this exhibit.
Okay, so thank you for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed watching this world record. Woo! Ba-ba-bum, bum, bum.
Dear Nancy, Bess and George told me you're on a case in D.C. I hope everything is working out for you. I wish I could say the same for me. I'm planning on living here, but there's been some trouble.
Oh, Sally. Okay, so this is Sally in the next game in the series. That is Nancy Drew, Ghost Dogs, and Moon Lake.
I know you're busy, but I'm desperate. I need you to come out and investigate. Please say you will. Your friend, Sally.
So, I'll play that game eventually. I guess keep an eye on my Twitter, or just keep an eye on this YouTube channel. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a plan for me and Mary to play that game. We're gonna live stream. Ghost Dogs and Moon Lake, and then we're gonna live stream a couple of the other Nancy Drew games. And then that should be that. Oh, hey! You know, speaking of timing, I think somebody's actually... Is that actually my wife and kid showing up now? We're live streaming. Well, you're not interrupting live. Uh-oh! There goes the puppy. You are not one of the ghost dogs of Moon Lake, Luna. You are not one of the ghost dogs. Here, you can be my lap puppy and say hi to everybody. So we're gonna check to see if, in fact, Luna just jumped out of my lap and ran upstairs. We're gonna check to see if Prudence Rutherford was voiced by a woman. I believe she was. Yeah, Simone. Yeah, the puppy just shouted and ran away. Okay. I wish I could turn on the thing that lets you guys see her. I don't know how to do that with this particular live stream setup.